The world is a vampire. Hello, my name is Jared Logan, and welcome to the Stream of Blood and to today's very special presentation. It is the Vampires of Pittsburgh Holiday Special. I hope everybody is enjoying their surge, riding the surge, if you will, and getting ready for a safe and healthy holiday. We here at the Stream of Blood are so happy that we got to come by and sing you a little, tell you a little Christmas story, sing you a little Christmas carol one last time before the year ends. If you're new to this stream, boy, did you pick the wrong episode to tune in for. But I'll go ahead and tell you what we do here. We play tabletop role-playing games, and today we are playing, maybe for the last time for a while, a game of Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, the game from White Wolf, World of Darkness. I'm sorry, not from White Wolf, from World of Darkness. And this is distributed by Modiphius, written by all kinds of really smart people, including our pal Jason Carl. And we're just so happy to present it to you one last time. It's emotional. I know. I was already seeing in the chat people saying, oh, you know, I'm going to miss these characters. I'm sad to see them go. I don't know how to feel. Well, what I would encourage you to do today during this stream is if you want to throw up what this story meant to you, what these characters mean to you, what these players, because we have this fantastic cast, mean to you, I encourage you to do that, and hopefully we'll find some quiet moments to throw some on the screen, secret storyteller Clinton Trucks, because I know that these characters, especially to me as well, you know, they really have a kind of a special place in our hearts. And the great weird thing about playing role-playing games is how you suddenly develop these memories of this life that you didn't actually live, this sort of pretend life. And so now I'm going to forever remember things that Curtis and Lucius and Jen and even Miles did, you know, till the day I die. And that's a weird, trippy thing to have memories of an unlife, a lack of life that I did not live. So I have to give all credit to these viewers who you know, jumped on with us early and gave us such encouragement and made us really want to really bring this story to you every week for however many weeks we did it. It was, I think we have like 70 some episodes of this story. And I've dreamed my entire life of having a vampire chronicle like that. Back when I was a kid, picking up the vampire books at age 15 and going, wow, this would really be cool to run this game, man, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't know if I could find the friends who can do it. And then to be here with you now at the end of this incredibly long saga, it's truly, for me, it truly is a dream come true. I should always give our caveat to give at the beginning of every stream, is that this is a horror game, meaning that it can get violent. Sometimes it can get a little bloody or uncomfortable. People use mind control powers and things like that. If it bothers you, I don't blame you. I would say maybe give it a pass. But remember, we are still here on our Discord listening to your thoughts, feelings, concerns about our content. We especially want to hear about, you know, what you think should come next for our channel. We are definitely into hearing that. But also any concerns you have about what you see on our stream. All right, with that, I'm going to bring in really the people that made this all work, that really made this special, this fantastic cast that we've had for however many episodes. And I'll start the way I always start. Well, he is a gentleman and a scholar. He plays Curtis Krieger. Please welcome Ross Bryant.
Oh, hey, Jared. It's so good to see you from my very dark fastness on the East Coast.
Yes, you're in Washington, D.C.?
That's right. Our nation's capital, near one of the points of the Masonic pentagram that all meet at the White House.
Yes.
But yeah, as usual, you you caught me reading. I found this at a local bookstore. Just boning up.
Jacobean tragedies. What are Jacobean tragedies exactly?
Tragic plays written during the reign of King James I, and so they're like, man,
that's after Shakespeare, right?
Yeah,
that's right after Shakespeare.
Current, I think, but just packed with gore and blood and evil. I'm just like open to a random ass page, and already we got vampiric stuff. Would that the hollow bones be filled with damned desires, and instead of the heat, kindle infernal fires within the spendthrift veins of a dry duke. So let's
dry duke.
Yeah. So let's kindle some infernal fires within the spendthrift veins of these vamps.
That's a vampire character right there. If you were gonna make a character, and I was like, make the dry duke. Beautiful. We're bringing full vampire vibes. Ross Bryant's bringing the vampire vibes. Hopefully, we can bring a little Christmas coziness vibes with some of our other players here. Let's bring in. She is fantastic. You can see her on Mythic Quest, and she plays. She played. Oh my God. R.I.P. She played Jen Brown. Tonight, she's gonna portray a different character for you, one of the witches of Pittsburgh, one of the reclaimers. Please welcome as Kimberly Ennis, Ashley Burch.
Hi, pals.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome.
I thought this was my coziest, holidayest sweater.
There it is.
I'm bringing the cheer.
Have you been getting cozy and full of cheer and watching Hallmark movies and doing those, or are you a Christmassy person?
I am a Christmassy person, but actually the movie I watched yesterday was The Godfather Part 2.
It's a Christmas movie. Actually,
there's a Christmas scene. So
I feel like it's like winter and like Christmas is a time just to watch really long movies, no matter whether they have anything to do with Christmas or not.
Yeah, and I had never seen it before. So now I'm up to date on, the goings on of Fredo.
And you're also ready for Vampire because you've studied betrayal and loyalty.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here again and bringing those vibes. Let's bring in our final fantastic cast member. You can see him on the new season of Raised by Wolves on HBO Max, which is coming very soon. Oh boy, he was a protagonist of this game, but is he the antagonist now? He made a lot of antagonist choices as Dr. Lucius Ali. Please welcome Salim, everybody.
What's up?
Hey.
Oh my God! I'm so excited. I can't wait. I'm
My
ready.
favorite thing was when I said, "Hey guys, let me know if you have any ideas for this final finale." I got 3 emails from Abu.
Literally.
I'm ready.
Like so many, man.
Yeah, you were ready to go. Bittersweet. How do you guys feel about these characters? Do they kind of live in your head now? I mean, have you noticed anything? How's it been letting go of Jen Brown there, Ashley?
I was really sad after our last session, and then it felt weird to not be on the stream for a couple of weeks. But and I have no idea who this person I'm about to play is. We're gonna find out. So.
Let's find out.
We'll find out. But I think she had such a good end, though. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better end for her.
No, so. I agree. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be. It's hard sometimes to put these things away, but good stories have endings.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't leave them unended. So are we ready to build our ending today?
Oh man.
Oh yes.
Yes.
All right. Well, then I take you to the streets of Pittsburgh.
Oh, don't do it, Jared. Please stop.
It's coming
too far.
In the year 2021. And snow is falling. Snow has fallen. Everything is covered in a bright white sheet of snow, and in the shops and in the windows there is holly hung and tinsel because it is Christmas time in the city of Pittsburgh. People are walking around in their heavy coats. The Salvation Army Santas are out front of the grocery stores and the department stores, and moving through this city with perhaps only a dog at his heels is Curtis Krieger. Curtis, you have returned to Pittsburgh after many, many months away. And I have to let you know just a bit of a mechanical thing for your character, which is that, Curtis, you now have Auspex 2. You have Auspex 1, and you need to choose which Auspex 1 power you chose. Sense the Unseen or Heightened Senses. Which one did you pick? So Sense the Unseen helps you see invisible stuff, and Heightened Senses is the power that Ashley used with Jen a lot, where you can kind of suddenly pick up tiny details or hear things that are very quiet.
I think, I'll go with Heightened Senses. That seems...
seems very Curtis.
Curtis.
Yeah. Now, the reason you have Auspex 2 is because the Salubri vampire that you saved in Jordan, whose name was Narya, because you saved her from that Methuselah creature sleeping beneath the sands, has spent months tutoring you in the practice of a power that you need to help your friend. The whole reason you went to Jordan was to figure out how to help Dylan. Dylan, of course, your human ally, who had her mind sort of broken by minions of Marius Sikora. And so this Salubri vampire for months taught you meditation, and that's how your senses became heightened. You learned how to become like so calm inside and still your blood that you could hear and notice every tiny little detail. And then she even helped you move to the next level, which is called, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, OBA. OBEAH, rather. And that is a power that allows you to heal the body or mind of another person. You are a vampire, but you will now have healing powers.
Woo.
Let me explain how it works just a little bit.
Yes.
Because that's important. Okay, here we go.
Love this.
And you already had the fortitude you needed. You just needed to learn the Auspex powers. But the vampire soothes the mental or emotional turmoil of their subject, restoring them to a modicum of steadfastness.
Wow.
You need to make a rouse check, and sometimes you have to spend willpower, and then you roll your composure plus Auspex, which your Auspex is 2, and you restore their mind. That is what the power does. So you've been studying. You've been basically become like a Buddhist monk for months and months and months, and you're returning to Pittsburgh during the falling of the snows during Christmas season. So what do you do? How do you track down your friends? What do you think your first moves are?
And I love that there is a dog at my heels. Since,
yes, Ruby is with you as well, of course.
I think it was Ms. Cox that I left her with, and one of my vet contacts. And
yes,
yeah, I think you just like cut to like Curtis. Like I know. Do the vampires' hair grow?
They do not, actually. It's like their bodies are put in suspended animation.
Okay, great. I was like, does he have like an enormous beard? No.
Thin bloods are people that achieve really high humanity, which in fact, what is your humanity?
Yeah, I mean, I lost a lot of humanity. Where we left it, my humanity was 4.
Oh.
You know what? It's back up to 5 now.
I think, that sounds right.
Yeah. But your hair still won't grow at humanity 5,
of course.
I think anytime vampires do a haircut, it's a high stakes haircut.
Yeah.
They can't grow back out.
Right.
Well, have you ever seen the Interview with a Vampire where they cut her hair and it just comes out really quick again? That's like the scariest scene in the movie. Is the haircut.
So you just see this kind of boots crunching through the snow and a pit bull's snout snuffling in the frosty air. And if you just kind of move up, you a passerby might like give give this guy a side eye because Curtis is also sniffing the air, perhaps with a heightened sense, trying to catch the scent of the blood of people he knows.
Oh, that's super interesting. And so I think because you're doing that, and you're just kind of spending time, you're spending time in the crowd or whatever, spending time walking with the throngs of people that are moving, doing their Christmas shopping and things like that. I think that you do catch a scent eventually. It takes, let's see how long it takes. It takes, oh wow, this is amazing. It only takes one day.
Really?
It only takes one day, but kind of staying to kind of crowded parts of Pittsburgh and kind of just sniffing for scents that seem familiar to you, which is very gangrel. You pick up a scent and you realize that you are looking at the back, almost half a block up, of Sabrina moving through the city.
Oh, these names.
Sabrina, Jen Brown's friend who became a mage.
A blast from the past. And I tail her.
Very good. So you're downtown, and she walks you just a few short blocks to an old building that looks like maybe it was once kind of a jail or something like that. Big old stone structure where you can kind of see the individual stones that kind of came together to make this really old building. And you see her pulling out like a ring of like heavy keys and unlocking like 5 locks on the front of this building, and then also using like a pass card and then opening this enormous door, and she's about to walk into whatever this building is.
Okay. And perhaps as the door opens, just a very pale hand just arrests its motion, and she's caught in the gaze of Curtis Krieger, and there is no vapor coming from his mouth as he speaks.
Oh my God.
Long time no see.
Oh my God, you're back.
Yeah.
Get inside. Wait, where's Jen?
We have a lot to talk about.
Okay. She brings you inside, and you realize you're in like kind of an airlock room, like almost like she shuts that door. By the way, you also notice that nothing in here is flammable. It's very stone and metal. And then she starts another like unlocking process on another door that gets you like out of this little sort of antic chamber. She of course takes off her coat out here and things like that. And you move into a hallway. She shuts another vault-like door, and you move down a hallway, and you notice that finally you're in a big old building. It looks like a lot of the rooms might be abandoned or not in use, but she opens like another door with her pass card, and suddenly you are in a grouper headquarters. Beautiful state-of-the-art computers everywhere, enormous screens covering the walls. She has rebuilt Grouper completely in this sort of fortress in downtown Pittsburgh. And as you walk in, someone else kind of stands up and takes note of you, and that is Clara Ali. Clara Ali.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Like, Curtis. Oh, it's great to see you, mate. And she runs and she gives you a big hug. And when she's hugging you, you notice a whole lot more muscle.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that even though it feels like you've only been gone a couple of months, she seems a bit like almost like a head taller now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
And also the sword on her back sort of pokes you a little bit. She's gotten a bit more dangerous. And so she gives you a big hug, and now Sabrina and Clara are standing and looking at you and waiting for you to talk, right, to tell them what's going on.
Everybody here's been hard at work.
Yeah, I rebuilt again. And honestly, and don't take this the wrong way, Curtis, but things have been going a little easier since we weren't getting involved with you. And Jen, where's Jen?
Yeah, I can understand how things might be a little less complicated with us around.
Curtis, where's Jen?
I mean, that's a really good question. I mean, we've all seen...
What do you mean it's a good question?
Jen's gone. As gone as one of us can be.
Sabrina seems angry. She's like, I knew this would happen. I kept telling you. I fucking told her this would happen. Fuck.
Hey.
She walks into another room.
Jen did what she knew was the right thing to do. Trying to make things right. Trying to help out someone who'd been hurt. And she helped me. And without even trying. We saw things out there. I mean, as crazy as things get around here, this is all connected to things that you can't even imagine.
I can imagine some of them, Kurt. Clara walks up and she's like, but did Joel achieve what you set out to achieve? Because there's one other person in this building, and she could use some help.
Bring me to her.
Clara leads you. I mean, Sabrina, you can kind of see through the doorway is like hunched over a computer, just kind of racked with sobs. But Clara keeps it together and takes you down a hallway to a room. And again, there's like the only windows in here have like heavy iron bars over them and things like that. But in a room that's very brightly lit, lots of flowers and stimulus all around, beautiful paintings on the walls. You see Dylan just kind of laying on a bed, not moving. We take care of her. We hoped you'd come back, that you'd find a cure.
I mean, that's why we went on our little journey. And I've been on a journey in here. And he points like to just kind of the point just between, like, in the center of his forehead. Like,
yeah, and there is, there's not an eye there, but like there's just like a little bit of like, when you use the blush of life and you get kind of like the glow of life, like a living person around you.
mm-hmm.
When you point for a moment, there's just a little bit of that blush is there.
I think what we all needed, what I needed, was silence and quiet. In a way, Jen sacrificed herself, not just for me, to keep the living alive, to teach a lesson to the dead. And as much as we like to think we can hold death in our hands, I learned it's a cycle. And if you still yourself, then the only thing you can hear is the cycle flowing through you. We step out of it and stay alive. But we must return to it someday, some night. And I walk over to Dylan. I'm like,
her eyes come open, but you can tell that there's nobody behind them.
Something has pushed you out of the cycle. And some sort of gloom has fallen over you. And that's okay. The clouds roll in and the clouds part. For every sunset, there's a sunrise. You can be sad. You can be empty. But you can be full again. And he just reaches down and puts his hand on her shoulder, and his other hand is like, and it's like, you can be, if you take a risk and let yourself be open. Silence. And he tries to, and he goes for it to use this power.
Okay, so make a rouse check. We'll say your hunger started at 1 for today's episode.
Okay.
And then roll your composure plus your aspects of 2. And wait, let me see. You can also add willpower to this if you want.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll add a willpower. And that would be, how much would that just be 1 and spend 1?
Let's see. Yeah, you would spend 1. Oh wait, no, that's only if you need to do more than 1 person in a night, and you're only doing her. So never mind. You don't need the willpower. Forgive me. I just saw that there's a willpower expenditure. So here we go. Let's see how you do. It's a difficulty of 2.
I get 2 successes.
Hey.
All right. Sort of like there's a kind of a glow around your head, sort of a corona for a minute, and then likewise around Dylan's head. And what you realize is that what Clara realizes watching you is that after a while, she's not empty. She's just kind of focusing in on you and listening to you talk.
Mm-hmm.
And she hears all of what you're saying. And then she says, Curtis?
Dylan.
I feel like shit.
I gotta be honest, you looked better.
Fuck. Ow. Clara is like, she's like giddy. She's like, oh my God, you fucking did it, you magnificent bastard. And she gives her a huge hug.
And maybe for the first time, they see what is like kind of an actual smile that is not a little bit demented play over Curtis's features.
And then as you're all sort of celebrating, suddenly Sabrina appears in the doorway and is like hugging everybody and like hugging Dylan, and everybody is sort of crying. And this is happening for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then a red light comes on in the room. And Sabrina says, oh, hold on. And then she comes back a minute later and she says, we have a visitor. Another visitor. And if you follow her into the sort of the control room, she puts this visitor on all of the monitors. Like the security cams outside have this visitor tracked. And Ashley, please describe Kimberly Ennis.
Yeah.
She's kind of got like long stringy hair. She looks like she's not really like into showering that much. Sees it as like an optional activity. And she's wearing kind of like an oversized military jacket. And she has a cigarette in her fingers, and she's like kind of hastily taking puffs of it.
Yeah.
And she goes, Sabrina, I know you're in there. Will you open up, please?
Sabrina's like, why is she here? And she's like, look, I told you I don't want to get involved in cabal politics right now. I'm running a company, so.
Well, you're involved, babe. Can you open the goddamn door, please?
She starts opening the door, and I should let you, the player, know what Kimberly's situation is. So Kimberly was one of the reclaimers, the witches that we've met before. Kimberly was actually not one of the 3 leaders, but one of the acolytes. But she has come into her own magical knowledge. They say that times of strife will often get a witch to suddenly learn to control her powers, and that's certainly true of Kimberly because Dr. Lucius Ali's forces have hounded the Reclaimers out of their spot up at Gravity Hill and have murdered them, all except for Kimberly Ennis.
Fuck. I'm the last fucking witch?
You're the last one.
I am the last one.
Well, you're not the last one. There's also
Sabrina.
the person you just came to.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my god, all the fucking reclaimers are dead. Fuck.
Oh
okay.
my God.
Yeah. And so they let you in, and Sabrina's like, we're kind of in the middle of sort of a family thing right now. So
oh, very cute, very cute. I don't give a fuck. All right? You have been ignoring me for weeks, and I need your fucking help. Okay? You can't come in and become part of the sisterhood and then bail. All right? So we need to talk. I
technically
now.
Wasn't a member, so
you were a member. You were a member.
Wow, she's really mad. Okay. So she's like, fine, come in. This
She's like
is
flicking
Curtis.
her ash on her cigarette. It's like, this is clearly like the 4th one she's had in like a few hours. She's like spazzing.
So what's going on? I mean, I guess we should at least be kind of aware of what's happening.
Your old friend? What's his fucking name?
Dr. Ali.
Yeah.
And Curtis like straightens up a little bit.
Well, he's had a little bit of a hunting party go after the rest of the sisters. And last week, he managed to corner what was left of the rest of them. And I'm the only one that made it out.
Can you just don't ash anywhere. She
just immediately takes out another cigarette and is like having a hard time lighting it.
Okay. So you're what? You're trying to bring Lucius here? Curtis, I don't want that. Like, I finally got this place up and running again.
I'm not trying to bring Lucius here. I'm trying to A, not die, and B, see if maybe we can find a way to stop him from, hunting us until we're extinct.
He's not hunting me. He's hunting you.
And you are one of us, Sabrina. Did you forget?
So Dylan comes into the room, and she's like, "What's going on?" And I should say about Dylan, her hair has grown out now, so it's real color now. It's like a dishwater blonde. All of her piercings have kind of been removed while they were like kind of taking care of her. She looks like very natural. She looks like very youthful because she's literally just had pure, beautiful sunlight injected into her by Curtis. And she's like, this woman's right, Curtis. You got to stop him.
I like her. What's your name? I like you. I like her. She's right. Look, I don't know what the fuck y'all been doing, or you just had your heads in your asses for the last however long, but he's running the goddamn city. He's systematically killing anything that ain't a fucking vampire. We need help, Brina. You're the only one. And I guess, I don't know who you fucks are, but she looks tough, and she points at Clara.
Yeah.
What are you? You're not a vamp.
I'm Lucius's sister.
Oh, son of a fucking bitch! And she goes back to trying to light her cigarette. She's like, God damn it!
That's where we will cut the scene to give our players.
Every time, like little flames kind of pop up. Curse.
All right, we'll give the players time to decide how to handle the situation, but maybe we should learn a little bit more about the situation. Let's cut to Washington's Landing. The media calls the structure here a shanty town. They think that it is populated by the unhoused, and that is somewhat true. There's a little bit of a herd of unhoused people here that our glorious leader makes use of. But it's actually now an enormous compound built out of the debris from the Battle of Washington's Landing. And it contains the church, the cathedral of Cain, where Mary leads her flock. It has a place for Becks to barrack her troops and send them out where they need to go. And it also has the private laboratory of Dr. Lucius Ali. And Lucius, we kind of talked about sort of some of the powers that you have developed based on the diablerie that you committed. Also that your humanity is very low. So would you kind of tell us what Lucius is doing with his private time?
So I think, he's in his private lab, and it's like behind this locked doors, and no one really kind of disturbs me unless it's really necessary. But my hands are sort of covered in blood, and I'm crafting this thing in front of me, like mesmerized by it, almost like unhumanly looking at it, gazing at it. And I take a massive clump of sort of earth that I've kind of put there, and I just put it over the face, half of the face of this thing. And as I step back, I look, and I'm like, Jen Brown. And what you see is like if there was like a camera behind, it's just a sea of like human, dead, sculpted, fleshy kind of statuesque things of all the people that I loved. Clara's there in the back, of that kind of deformed and sort of messed up. You've got Curtis over there as well, and then you have like even Isabel like right next to Jen. But I'm sort of fascinated by Jen Brown here, and just like trying to finish it off.
Oh God!
Before I kind of put myself up and just like go to leave this room because I'm done here for now.
Yes. Just to be clear, because you diablerized a Demetzi vampire, you now have the powers of vicissitude and flesh crafting. You've been honing them for a while, and you've been working, practicing on corpses, which your facility creates quite a few in Pittsburgh, month to month, and so you've managed to create these perfect. Not perfect, very imperfect copies of people in your cellar here. This is your kingdom. This is the brave new world that you kept promising that you would bring to Pittsburgh, and you have done it. So let me know what his night tonight is. What's he working on tonight after he's done with his reverie?
I think after he's done this sculpture, this mold, he sort of looks and kind of almost as like just fixated and then tries to almost find, and just almost, I think he talks to these statues almost, and he's like to Jen's sort of face, he's almost like, where is your light? Where is your light? And as I kind of move back in my head, I can hear Marius sort of like niggling in the back of my head as well, because I know that this guy is still there, right?
Yeah,
and I'm just sort of like, No, this is what we want. This is what we. And I kind of again like have this screeching headache before I'm almost like I'm just losing my fucking mind here, as I can feel like this sense of like stupidity and anger just I'm like surrounded by it. And right then I'm like, okay, now I need to get the fuck out. And so as I kind of walk outside that, I kind of go towards the door.
Wait, something happens. The Jen Brown statue, it's definitely made out of a corpse. You know that it was definitely dead. It reaches out to you.
What?
It reaches its hand out to you, and you can see it's like blinking its eyes.
You.
What's up, Doc? That's the voice that comes out of it. I've been keeping. Look, I can move a body around.
And I literally, in pure fucking anger, just swipe at this body flesh.
Oh, you make a gory mess everywhere. And then that's when the let's see. I mean, maybe it's the Isabel statue is like, you didn't have to do that. You know, it's not easy to puppet these things.
What are you doing in here? And I sort of
I
turn.
have
and
news.
I go to put my hands inside of the jaw as it moves and just tear it apart. As I'm like,
all right. You do that now. There is gore in here, and so you suddenly see someone's writing in the gore. But there's no hand writing it. It's just suddenly like, you know, someone is like scratching like you would like on a frosted window, but in the blood and viscera that you've left on the floor. And it says, Curtis is back.
are you certain?
No answer, because you removed every time this shade gets in a body, you've ripped it to shreds. So maybe
and I kind of, and as
afraid.
I kind of point to Curtis's like fucked up sort of dummy version. And I say, enter.
Oh man, don't make me inhabit this piece of shit.
Are you certain?
I'm positive.
Where?
Yeah.
Where did you see him?
Grouper. I've been keeping an eye on him like you told me to. Old Brad didn't let you down.
No, prick. No, you didn't.
Yes, it is the ghost of Brad Lockwood.
How did
One of Lucius's minions here in his kingdom.
You did not let me down.
Oh, I'm so happy Brad's back.
I guess it's time then we should pay him a visit. Or maybe we should invite him here. What do you think?
I don't think Kurt's going to be really happy to see me. Luckily, you can't see me. But you, I don't know. What are you thinking? You thinking they can get on board with the operation you're running here?
Does he have a choice?
Well, I figure he'll see that he does. He'll think that he does.
Did you see Jen?
No Jen Brown. Some teeth fall out of the puppet.
Let us invite them. I will bring them here. Ensure that they are welcomed. Yes, that's a good idea. Very good idea. And it's almost like it's like Marius sort of in his head, and he's like, yes, welcome them as guests. Guests to our place. Shall we? Yes.
Great. how do you plan on sending the invitation?
Gutter. Let me send Gutter. Gutter is a good idea.
Very good. And so,
I've missed a lot.
Yeah.
Soon, a man comes into the room. He looks like he might be deep in the throes of an addiction to some drug. He's like missing teeth. He's missing hair in spots. And he looks like a kind of a late stage drug addict. But he comes in and he's like, Wormfather, my lord, what is your wish?
I wish you to send an invite to some friends that I have been trying to find. But there's one who has arrived, who I've dearly, dearly missed. He goes by the name of Curtis Krieger, a gangrel, kin like me. I wish you to find him, follow Brad, take him, and invite them here. Tell them that their friend invites them here. Welcome, open arms.
It shall be done. And so your minions move out because you are full Darth Vader now. Your minions move out of Washington's Landing out into the night to do your bidding, to give the invitation. So before the invitation is proffered, I think that tonight will involve a little bit of PvP, but we can both see what both sides are doing. We'll just role play it honestly. I guess I will ask Grouper, my folks at Grouper, what are your plans? Do you make any plans? Do you decide to leave it off till later? Do you wait and hear this invitation, or have you done something beforehand?
I guess I'm curious if any conversation happened between last scene and this one. If Curtis has any thoughts about Lucius.
Yeah, I think so. I think hearing that Lucius is just kind of laying waste to all of the has killed all the reclaimers and probably more people and other vampires as well. You may be just like in his now sort of much more calm state.
Ruby, settle.
Yeah, and Ruby testily walking around making those sorts of noises. Lucius has stepped off the road.
That's a nice way of putting it. So what are we going to do?
Out in the desert, I saw things. And the silence came over me. You go out there thinking that you're going to walk a path of peace. But we walk a path of balance. Lucius has set this city out of balance. It is my duty to set it right again. It's what Jen would want.
Okay,
it's
great.
What the world needs.
Okay, so sorry, real quick. Sister, you cool with this? What's the deal? Are you gonna
I can't.
problem here?
No, Curtis, no. Not only can I not hurt Lucius, I can't let you hurt him.
Listen.
She pulls her sword.
Okay, I'm going to try to cast my first spell.
Ooh.
Okay, great.
Basically, what I want to do is stay her hand. I'm not going to do anything crazy.
Okay.
But I just want to make it so that if she tries to do anything with a sword, she's going to meet a bunch of resistance. Almost like
Great.
she just can't put it down.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty subtle. So make what is essentially a rouse roll to see if you get any paradox. Remember, if it's
I
a
didn't
6
get
or
any
above.
paradox.
Okay, great. And then you're going to roll your, let's see, you're staying her hand. You don't really have any mind magic, but you have life and you have forces. So forces are kind of like kinetic energy, movement, electricity, all that stuff. And then life is kind of, biological processes. What do you think you're using? Are you making her hurt, or are you like tightening up her muscles, like paralyzing her with life? Or are you just making it so that it's kind of like hard to kind of physically move because of gravity or something like that?
I don't think I want to hurt her. I think Kimberly might be a little scared of her.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I think
sure.
maybe just keeping her rigid so she can't. It's almost like someone's holding her arm like this.
Okay, great. Then why don't you roll? I think that's still life, but you won't hurt her. You're just kind of paralyzing her. And I think that you would use your stamina with this. So that's 2 stamina and then 3 life. That's 5 dice, and you don't have any paradox currently. So no.
I got a
hunger
critical
in the
success.
Holy shit! So Clara,
New
is like,
character, baby.
The curse is lifted.
The curse is lifted.
I'm sorry. Ashley finally plays a powerful character. So Clara pulls out her sword and is just suddenly like frozen in place, and she's like, "Let me go now."
I'm gonna get a little closer to her. Not too close, a little closer. Look, I'm sure you love your brother or fucking whatever, but have you looked around recently? Things ain't been too good since he took power. I lost my whole fucking coven, okay? I had to watch as his goons ripped him apart, all right? So whatever was left of your brother, it's fucking gone, all right? It's long gone. And you can either watch the rest of your little family, here, get ripped apart too, or you can do something. So what's it gonna be?
Can I maybe walk up also? Oh, go.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
Walk
Curtis.
up also. I'm like, when she lets you move, you can take my head right off, Claire.
Oh, I don't.
Do it. And what will he do? My journey isn't completed, but there's a path back from where he's gone. But I need you to be honest with yourself. If I make him that offer, will he walk down? Or will he stay his course?
This is an interesting argument, and so I think that you are trying to persuade her.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I have from Curtis? And I think you should take an extra die because of Kimberly helping you.
Mm-hmm.
Could I please have a persuade roll? But you are telling someone that her brother is lost, or that, right? That's what you're saying, right? I mean, you're saying I'll offer to redeem him, but you don't think he'll take it.
I don't.
Give me a persuasion plus charisma roll and add a die.
Okay.
And you need to get, this is an important roll because you need to get like 3 successes to get her to even kind of break down and admit.
All right. I'm gonna spend a willpower.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. I got 3.
Okay, so she's sitting there. She's still kind of paralyzed, but tears are streaming down her face.
You have to Ask yourself, Clara. Is he in there? Is freeing him a way to set the part of him that is your brother free? We know there's something after this. I saw Jen torn to pieces in front of my eyes. And then she spoke to me.
Yeah, she's still frozen, but you can tell that you've gotten through to her. You can tell that, like, because she stopped making threats, and she's just kind of crying now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good time for a howl that is so loud that it even penetrates the deep chambers of this this fortress.
Oh dear.
Fuck.
Sabrina's like, great. See what's happening? I knew this would happen. See, that's just I don't want to be part of this, Curtis. Okay, like we were doing well. Like we just wanted to stay out. That I convinced Clara to just stay out of it, and now you're dragging us back in again.
Kimberly's at the like keyboard trying to like get up, trying to see what's going on outside, but she's like really shitty at technology. So she's like, how the fuck do you? What? How do you?
God damn it! Out of my way! And
I know
she
you got
click. Sabrina, click, 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 and then different security cameras are activated, and you see that there's an enormous black dog, kind of pissing on your doorstep.
Does Kimberly know what the status is of the werewolves? Because they wouldn't have allied with Lucius, right? Are they just also running amok separately?
So.
Or have they allied?
So, Lucius wrote me 3 emails worth of plans for his character. And what he's been doing is not really recruiting vampires. He's been recruiting supernaturals. So this particular werewolf is not one of those werewolves you'd encountered earlier, but he does venerate Dr. Lucius Ali, and he's here to do his bidding.
Would Kimberly know that, or would, because I realized said that
Kimberly, yes. You know what, Kimberly? Okay. You, like, one of the few things that could probably give a mage a fight and win is a werewolf. And so I think maybe you found some of your sisters, let's say, their lives ended by something big with claws and teeth.
Okay. All right. Is it the same one?
I mean, I don't think that you saw it happen necessarily, or you might have been dead too. Okay. But you definitely, I think it's perfectly reasonable for you to recognize that this is probably what did in your sisters, some of your sisters. Yeah. I
like stumble back from the console and I'm like, it's the fucking thing. Oh, fuck. It's gonna kill us. It's gonna fucking kill us.
And you see it kind of shift into a human form right in front of all of you and look up at the security camera and go, hello. Hi. Are you in there? Look, I'm not here to kill you. Dr. Ali, Lucius, he wanted me to extend an invitation to the cathedral at Washington's Landing. He'd love to see you all again. He says you're welcome there, and he'd love to see you tonight.
Guru man, what's the plan? What are we gonna do?
This is the first time everyone was like,
You're the guy, right? What do we do?
If he's asking for us, that means he's ready for us.
What the fuck does that mean? You gonna go?
Someone needs to talk to me. Should I tell him you're going to come, or
I don't know what I'm doing. I push a random button on the thing, hoping that I'm opening up a channel to the.
Sabrina's like, what are you doing? Stop. Okay. And then she's like, okay, this is the intercom.
Sabrina, what?
An invite from Lucius Ali.
That's right. Do I have the pleasure of speaking to Curtis Krieger?
You do. I see that, and I'm looking around the room. Someone knows that I'm here.
We always know where all of you are and what you're doing. The people inside of this building still exist because Dr. Ali decided they were allowed to exist.
And what does Dr. Ali want with me? Want with all of us?
That's none
if
of
he's
my
so
business.
concerned with our self-preservation.
That's none of my business. He is a vessel for the God that I worship, and mine is not to question his ways. I simply carry out his will. Shall I tell him you're RSVP?
Kimberly's like, but she also is just scared shitless. So she's like, what are you doing?
Tell him.
You can, like, just to step out as the storyteller for a second, you can deny the invitation. It's kind of crazy to just walk into a trap. So, you can say no right now. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sometimes
people are like, I want the story to go well, so I'll do this terribly dangerous thing.
Crazy idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can tell your master that I cannot wait to see him.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
And you should definitely tell him that Jen is coming home. And turn off the intercom.
Oh, I'm fucked. Oh, I'm fucked. I thought you guys were
When should
fucking
he
idiots.
expect you? Are we done talking? Okay. No. Okay. And he turns away and turns back into a wolf in front of all of your eyes. It is a somewhat bloodier and more painful looking process than you maybe imagined. And then he lopes off down an alleyway.
What are you doing, man? You gonna walk in there?
I don't know. It is by the water. I might swim.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Christ. Oh, fuck. Sabrina, please.
Unless there's a way of coaxing him out. Or we can maybe.
And this is Clara. Do you have any idea what he has in that place?
I think I've just seen a little bit of what he's got.
Well, he's got Mary for one. That thing. He's somehow keeping tabs on us without us noticing, and I've been watching, so he's got some way of seeing us remotely. And he's got Bex and probably half a dozen vampires.
Oh, fuck.
I love Kimberly.
Well, what do
That's the other reason I haven't gone after him or even gone to talk to him. It's a death trap.
Yeah. Well, what do we got?
Well, let's see. We've got me, and I'm pretty good with my sword. We've got this very nervous witch woman.
Hi.
Yeah. Sabrina. No, forget it. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to go and get ripped apart by demons or whatever you guys are doing. It's not... I run a company.
Sabrina, get your head out of your ass.
Dylan says, like, I'll go. And Clara's like, no, you won't. No, she's not going. She can't go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say, Curtis, we need a little more firepower. Can you think of how or where we might find it?
The reclaimer's gone. The vampires now all swarming. Are there any more of us not in play still that he hasn't brought under his banner?
Would I have that information? By chance?
Yeah, maybe. Why don't you give me an occult plus intelligence roll?
Where is my occult? Ooh, I have so much occult.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm smart as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
A critical.
Oh my god!
Oh, excellent. You can.
The curse is truly lifted.
You think you can lead them to someone that might help, Kimberly? Do you want to go and lead them to this final person that might be able to help?
Who do I get to know who it is?
I'd like to reveal it dramatically, but I can tell you that.
Could Clint text me who it is?
I don't know that Clint knows, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Here, I will have Clint text you who it is. Okay, Clint, look at your G chat, and he can text you. Yep, you got it. Okay, great.
Oh boy!
Secret messages are going back and forth. Oh my
know
gosh,
things.
what a finale! We've never done secret messages before.
Do you know somebody?
Yeah, I know somebody, but I'm vamping until I find out who it is, so I can. Okay, ish. It's a not the most stable, and maybe not the most willing, but yeah, I know somebody.
So
Well,
maybe we move the scene to where Kimberly's leading you to this person. So Kimberly's high occult means that she knows basically who the supernaturals are in the city, and so this person is someone who stories have been told about, and so you find yourselves on a rooftop in the snow, and it's cold, and you're on top of an old building. And Clara and Curtis are there, and they're waiting for Kimberly to tell them who this could possibly be and why you'd be meeting on a rooftop.
So just, don't make any sudden moves, okay? And I'm gonna call out in a way as if I'm speaking to it. I'm assuming I can do that in a certain way, right? Because I'm a witchy? Okay. Do I need to roll anything?
You know what? I think it would be cool to roll. So let's roll. I think that your matter to and your allows you to kind of call out to this thing in a very specific way. In other words, it allows you to figure out what this thing is. So why don't you give me? This is just going to be a difficulty 2 roll. By the way, I need to mention this, Kimberly. You have one really cool thing in your arsenal. Magical difficulty is usually high when you cast magic, but Kimberly, you still have the cup, the Steeler's cup.
That's right.
Yes. So that takes -1 down on all of your difficulty anytime you cast a spell. So normally to cast a matter,
does that still produce vitae when you put any blood into it?
That is correct.
Yeah,
yes.
it makes the urn basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is the urn. Yeah. So you but
so I'm gonna go
you
1
can
second.
you can use the vitae as sort of like gasoline for your spells.
Okay.
It takes the difficulty down. Basically.
She wouldn't drink it, so maybe I just dip it. Or would she drink it?
It's up to you. It's up to you. She probably wouldn't, but
okay, yeah. I'm just
maybe
gonna
Kimberly is desperate.
Take out the Steeler's cup and dip my fingers in, and then draw something on my a sort of a symbol on my cheek with it.
Yeah.
And then try to speak.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. So go ahead and roll a. Let's see. That sounds like if you're speaking and you're trying to. How about a composure plus matter roll? So that's
Okay.
4 dice. And normally for a matter, this is just a matter 1 spell, so you'd need 2 successes because it's subtle. But you use the cup, so you only need 1 success to make this work.
I got 3.
Oh, this is
You
great.
call out, and you realize, Curtis and Clara realize that you're actually calling out to the building that's like across from this building, like over a street. And on that building, you call out, and what do you say exactly?
Could it be in a different tongue?
Sure, yeah.
So something just like a sort of guttural, almost like scraping sound comes out of my mouth. And you have no idea what I'm saying.
And that is when, Curtis, you notice that there are statues, there are gargoyles across on the other building. And when Kimberly calls out like this, one of them goes, yep, and looks over at you. And it jumps, it leaps across from the building it's on and lands near you, and is like,
oh,
it's speaking. Hello.
So, have you met?
Curtis.
You have met.
What is your name?
I have chosen a name for myself. Breeze. I like the way it feels on my face.
I've never known one of these to talk before. I gotta let my own Gargi out. 1 second.
No problem.
Yeah.
When we knew each other,
Yeah.
I was not whole. Now I have spent time striding across the rooftops, feeling the breeze on my face. I know myself better.
Maybe Curtis reaches out and just like kind of, it's like just in the way that you would with an animal, just like, okay, and like touches the wing. It's like,
Why are you touching my wing?
I understand how you feel.
Why have you come here? Why has this witch called my secret name?
I didn't know you two had a history. We're in some shit, to be frank. And well, maybe it's better if you two talk. I don't, we haven't been acquainted. I'm Kimberly. Nice to meet you, Breeze.
One of the witches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she puts it pretty well. We're in some shit, Breeze. And if we don't do something, the whole city's gonna go sideways.
Where is Jen Brown?
And it's like Jen is gone. But if she's anywhere, she might be in that breeze you feel. I'm trying to finish her work.
Jen Brown would need me to help you, would ask me to help you?
Yeah.
Do you promise?
Yes.
Flexes its wings. My claws are yours.
Whoa, fuck.
Kimberly leans over to Clara and is like, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to.
Meanwhile, back in the Washington's Landing compound, Bex and the very much still kicking Dr. Orman and
He's still around.
our good friend Bob are standing outside of Lucius's audience chamber, and Bex is like, "We need to speak to you."
Speak, my child.
Lord, I have learned that you have asked Curtis Krieger to attend on you. Is this true?
And if it is,
He won't join you. Should I be prepared to hurt him?
no. No, you see, I can see. He wishes to join. I know it, I feel it, I know it. But there will be no harm done to Curtis Krieger.
Dr. Orman comes up, gets down on his knees, and bows all the way to the ground. Like literally licking the ground near your feet. And then goes, "Respectfully, my lord, Crusader, Knight in the Dark. I feel that this Curtis Krieger poses a danger to you, and we should deal with him violently and remove him from the board once and for all. You can't be serious about trying to recruit him. That's it would be foolish. I mean, not foolish, Lord, not foolish, but it would be dangerous.
Are you done?
Yes, sorry, yes.
Rise.
He rises.
Look at me. Do I look like a fool, Doctor?
That was not the correct choice of words.
Someone so intelligent. You seem to choose your words foolishly.
I did. You are. Yes, that's correct. I chose my words foolishly.
I want to play a game. You think my actions are foolish?
I don't, Lord.
Right. How about this? If Curtis Krieger does not join us, let us find a way of convincing him to join us. His friends he was with, Sabrina, Clara, Dylan. Invite them all here. But make sure that only Curtis enters my realm. The others, You, Doctor, find a way of breaking them. That is how Curtis joins us.
So we hurt his companions, unless he, plays ball, so to speak.
You do not hurt them, you simply break them.
It shall be done.
Be inventive, Doctor.
That is why you keep me around, Lord. Yes. So the doctor will go off to be inventive about how to hurt the others. And so now we come to the very sort of PvP part, because our teams are all. Let's see how the doctor does here. Oh yeah, he's got some ideas. So we need to decide how you're going to approach this, Curtis Krieger and team, and then Dr. Ali as well needs to kind of decide. It sounds like Dr. Ali has kind of decided sort of a broad plan, but maybe there's more specifics to get into. So, Curtis Krieger, what are you going to do next? What is your team going to do next?
He's a doctor. He's holed up. He's smart. He's invited us. He expects us. Here's where I say that we should try to use someone he cares about as bait, right? As I look at Clara. And
you want me to play bait?
That's what I say, right? In this situation. But the thing is,
sure.
Clara, I don't know that he I don't know that
you don't
that's
know that
fair,
he cares about me.
And I don't know that he does.
Trust me. He still loves me. That's why I couldn't stab him in the back. But if what you say is true, if some part of him is still there, deep inside, if a final death will release it, then I'm with you. You have my blade.
Then I would like to keep that blade free. If one of us here is going to be bait, then it should be me.
And what are the rest of us gonna do?
You've shown me a little what you can do. He's going to want to get me alone, where you can't do anything, where you can't engage. Can you keep that from happening?
Can I?
Are
you really asking?
Yes. Sorry. I'm asking if I can go invisible, basically.
Ooh, interesting. You have forces too, which means you can't quite go like blip out of sight invisible, but you could definitely work light around you so that it's really hard to see you.
Okay, I'll figure something out on the day. I'll just say yes.
You can do it?
You want to not be alone with him? Yeah, I can.
He's going to try to talk sense to me.
Yeah.
And that's when his guard will be down.
Okay. Well, I guess the one benefit of me is that he probably doesn't know I'm with you guys, right? Since, I'm not part of the team, as it were.
Clara's like, you're a new character, yeah.
maybe if I'm an unknown variable for as long as possible, that might help.
Yeah.
Then what are the rest of us supposed to do? Just stay back at Grupa? Stay out of your way?
Oh, God. We need every bit of strength we can muster. If we could just get him out in the open. If we could just smoke him out.
I know it's tough. It's tough to come up with a plan.
And it's like smoke him out.
Oh.
If we could just smoke him out.
Oh.
Who operates out of Washington's Landing, yeah?
Yes.
A little shanty town, yeah?
Yep.
It's funny how these places have a tendency to go up in flames.
You motherfucker.
Okay. Is there anything
Here's the thing, you don't even have to do it. I could just make some calls.
Oh, this would be interesting.
And who are you calling, Curtis Krieger?
My veteran contacts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting. So I just want to make sure I understand the plan, and you can tweak it or whatever. But you're going to go to meet him. You're going to act like you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly is going to come in unseen with you. While that is going on, veterans are going to set fire to the entire structure at Washington's Landing. And are Clara are Clara and Gargoyle sort of standing by, or are they?
I want them ready to pounce as soon as it goes down. Yeah.
Okay, so Clara and Breeze. Clara is going to ride on Breeze's back. And
yes,
kind of try to hang out.
matchup we've been waiting for.
Yes. Clara's going to try to kind of like. Clara's going to try to be troubleshooting from above, right? So they're going to try to stay unseen as well, and they're going to try to kind of hop in when they're needed, if to help with an escape attempt, or if you're able to get Lucius out of the building, they're going to help then. Does that sound?
Yes, and I also just.
Yeah, sure.
Not to do the Twilight thing again, but with wizards. But is there a way that I could almost make like a Harry Potter invisibility cloak kind of thing, so I don't have to keep like fucking with the light as we're going? Like, is there a way to like?
So unfortunately, making like permanent magic items is a little bit outside of Kimberly's level of power right now.
That's fair.
But let me think. She can like. Keep casting spells to kind of alter the light around her and make it hard to see her. She can, so basically, she also has life. She can hurt anything that's alive. She can hurt vampires because she has matter and life and spirit. She can like see spirits and do things with ghosts as well. So she has a nice varied array of things that she can do, but nothing is super powerful. Okay, doing things with life is her most powerful area of expertise.
Can I make it seem like I'm not alive?
That you could do that easily, and it would be pretty subtle.
Because I wouldn't want them to like smell me or anything.
Right, you could get rid of your smells and sort of. So you could not only use forces to make yourself hard to see, but you could use life to kind of eliminate, and matter to kind of eliminate your scent or the other signs of your passing.
Okay, great. I'll just try
sound good.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I was about to ask you, Lucius Ali. What is your plan? And you can give it more detail, or you can ask me questions.
So can Brad possess human beings?
Brad can possess human beings.
Because I'm thinking of I've sent him out to possess a certain someone. who is quite close to the team, who we haven't seen for a while. And I'm hoping to have that as my reveal. As like a claim.
I'm trying to figure out who you mean exactly.
I will email.
I feel like I know.
To you.
Email us.
Yeah.
And essentially, that's kind of what is like my little thing in the back. But in the same time, I'm also aware. I guess I think Lucius is coming in with an open heart. So I think there is a sense of like he has told Bex, and the doctor to prepare, obviously. But the intention there. But again, like it's almost like I'm trying to enwrap them in the fold. At the same time, I'm going to have Mary. Like I think the only people in the room, I think Lucius is going to it will just be him in the room, but he'll have Mary kind of within the sort of shadows of the dark in the background, sort of just watching as well. But,
okay.
But yeah, it's
why don't we should have a scene to set up for that.
Okay.
I think that Mary is like, Lord, you called for me?
I have asked, politely invited Curtis Krieger. I wish to bring him into the fold.
Do you think that he is ready to walk the path of Cain?
I know he is, but he is still fearful. I plan on... Yes?
This is natural. Fear is part of it.
Yes.
Angels are terrible, awe-inspiring beings. Finding that you have one inside you is a terrifying experience.
Yes. I wish for you to find something that he fears the most. I know it, and I shall whisper it to you. But bring them here, please. And we shall see if Curtis will face his greatest fear.
That is the first step on the path. You want her to bring the thing he fears the most?
Yeah.
Do you know what that is?
I think I do.
Oh, tell your story.
I'll email it to you, mate.
Oh my God! There's more secret messages happening.
Secret messages.
All right. Very good. And so, I think that the vets get together. They've armed up. They're heavily armed. You have your spells kind of worked out, Kimberly. Sabrina is begging you guys one last time to, think about what's going to happen here. More people are going to die. We've already lost Jen.
More people will die if we do nothing.
How long do you think this is going to last, Brina? Him letting you stay here, untouched?
I can give you a little bit of intel. I can kind of look at, the building that he's in.
Yes.
So she'll help with kind of, intel, kind of like what's on the ground kind of there, because she can see things remotely.
Oh my God. If it could be a situation where earpiece eye in the sky.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can have something in my ear so that you're not looking suspect.
Great.
And then I can tug on your arms.
Just give me a little.
Weird. Yeah.
The veterans are kind of waiting outside to talk to you, Curtis. Like you've called them together. They're heavily armed, but they're waiting to talk to you.
I gather them up, and they're just like stroking Ruby.
Well, yeah, and there's one other person with them.
And that is?
Craig. Heard you were back in town.
Yeah. That's Philly
good, man. Philly's good. I've made a lot of money. Pushing's a tough business, but that's the only one I know.
What brings you back? You just come here to see me?
Howie here said that you were putting a team together. So I got in the car and I drove here.
You watch my back 100 times. How's he? What's his vibe? How's he dressed? What's going on here?
Excellent question.
Vibe check on Craig.
Excellent question.
Vibe check.
Vibe check on Craig is he is no longer wearing like I'm a veteran who's not doing so hot. He's now like in leather and like a leather jacket, like expensive clothes. Functional though. Functional clothes. Mm-hmm. Clothes you could run around in, clothes that you could have a firefight in. And he's no longer haggard, you know. I think that now he's like clean shaven. But I mean, you're an old pro at this, Curtis Krieger, and you know when someone is using. It's subtle. It's not like he used to be, like kind of shaking and like he's definitely achieved some sort of control over the habit, but he's using.
Mm-hmm.
And he's openly telling you that he is running a
drug
drug ring
operation
in Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe pull him aside, like, is there a way out for you, man?
I don't want to. I like where I am. It's so funny you would ask me that.
I know.
You are taking really time to really look at him. So if you would like to get a role.
Yes, I would. And I'm trying. This isn't not fully like I am curious for him to show up now.
Yeah, give me a let's call it a insight plus let's call it resolve. Insight plus resolve.
All right. I get one, count them, one success.
Ooh.
You get one success. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm not there, right?
You can be if you'd like. You can be if you'd like.
I would be, right?
Okay. Yeah, if you don't think you'd be there, that's fine too. You know, you check it out with Howie. You look over at one of your vet pals, Howie, and he's nodding like, you know, this is all on the level. He called him, like, and they brought him in because it's, you know, it's the old platoon, you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're running things. In Philly right now?
That's right.
I wish I could show you the things that I've seen.
Kurt, I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
I'm here for you one last time because of our friendship. Because you pulled me out of a hellhole. I'm alive because of you. But this is the last time I sign up for the Vampire Wars. I'm going to watch your ass one last time.
And this is the last time. This will be the last time, Craig. And then I think you and me need to have a real long talk about the future.
Let's see if we make it out of here alive.
Or whatever.
So,
yeah. Okay.
He's going to lead the team of Marine of Army vets that are going to set the shantytown on fire, and they're going to do it in a very strategic way. Like, based on Sabrina's intel, they know how that they can spread out where it would be tough to fight the fire in 5 different places.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If that works for you,
very much.
And so I think it's time. I think it's time to move toward the meeting.
Let's do it.
Now, there's a lot of moving pieces here, a lot of characters. So I'm gonna be really, really easy with you guys about saying actually we planned to do this, right? And we already set this up. Because otherwise, it gets tricky, right? So keep that in mind. You can kind of decide something you have planned ahead of time during this entire scene. If I think it sounds really far-fetched or unlikely, then I might make you make a roll to see if you were smart enough to actually set something like that up. But I think the thing that we begin with is with Curtis Krieger showing up at the gates of this shantytown.
And I'm next to him with an earpiece linked to Sabrina, who's hopefully cueing us from afar, and I'm trying to be invisible. So should I roll something?
Yes, it's time to see how your magic is going.
Okay.
But you know what? I think that I'll roll it for you. So just to make sure, so that you don't know exactly how well it's going. But just to make sure I understood you, and we did cover it earlier, you're going to use forces to kind of make shadows kind of cover you and kind of make you hard to see, and matter to kind of make sure that no one can kind of see your footprints or smell you, or that you don't leave any kind of trace, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. And that's going to be I know what difficulty that'll be, but you have the cup, so it's a little less difficulty. And let's see how it goes here. Oh, and you should though rouse or check for paradox. This is pretty subtle, so you only need to do it one time.
Okay, I did not get a paradox.
Okay, great. So great. I'll go ahead and tell you how it went. Actually. No, I won't. I'll just say you think that you're golden.
Great.
You're kind of standing 8 feet away from Curtis, and you're pretty sure you can't be seen.
Okay.
Very good. So Curtis Krieger, these big wooden gates. Actually, it's like aluminum siding and corrugated metal are kind of pulled apart, and standing there is Gutter, the werewolf, and a couple of kindred you don't recognize. Good evening. You're here alone?
As you can see. Not really. I look down at Ruby.
He kind of growls at Ruby a little bit.
Easy. You know, sometimes she gets a little spooked around the other dogs.
Follow me. And he walks you into this compound, which it looks kind of like a fort from medieval times that they have built on and around and out of the houses that used to sit here. Like it has like wooden palisades and shit like that. And he takes you into an enormous building. It looks like the center of this whole encampment, and it is built to look like a cathedral. And when he takes you into there, unless there's any objection, Lucius. Go ahead.
I think. Well, I would want to like scan around to see if I can feel ghosties, right?
You can feel ghosties. Yeah.
I want to see if I can feel any ghosties, and then if Sabrina has any intel, because I'm listening to her if she sees anything.
Sabrina is kind of like, okay, I'm looking. Yeah, there's someone in there with Lucius, I think. It's Mary. But I think you should use your magic to see if you sense any ghosts.
Okay.
And depending on the amount of successes will depend like how wide a net you're able to cast. I mean, actually, you know what? For you, it's going to be line of sight. So you have to be kind of like looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but go ahead and give me a, let's say that's probably going to be a wits plus a spirit roll. So that's a 6 dice for you. And you have no paradox, but it's subtle. So go ahead and roll to see if you get any paradox before you do it.
Oh, okay. Let me see. No paradox, and I got 3 successes.
Very good. So looking around, there are no ghosts in this cathedral right now, and you are absolutely silent. Your footfalls aren't even making noise on like the wooden boards and stuff as you kind of walk in behind Curtis, but you don't notice any kind of spirits or anything like that.
Okay.
But Sabrina in your ear goes, hold on. Okay, someone's here.
I look at Curtis. I look around. Do I see?
No. Not there. Here at Grouper. I have to go. Click.
Oh no.
And I would like to just go ahead and start showing scenes that maybe the players aren't privy to by saying that outside of that fortress that Sabrina's in, Dr. Orman is walking along and he's writing sigils on the side of the building in blood. And so now we come back to our friends at the cathedral, and Lucius L.E., if there are no qualms with this, you have your audience with Curtis Krieger.
And I kind of look and I see him and I'm just like, Curtis Krieger.
How's it going, Doc?
Curtis. And I kind of go up to him and I almost go to touch his face and almost to see, like, you know, it's not the kind of the creation that I made and, you know, in this hidden sort of the basement that I have, and just, you're alive.
And when he gets close to me, his humanity is diminished since the last time I saw Lucius, right? So he looks more monstrous.
Curtis. Oh, Curtis, I have missed you. I have missed you. Curtis!
I thought about you a lot, Doc.
I know. I can see it.
If you could see what I've seen through these eyes.
Where's Jen?
Where's Jen?
Yes, where's Jen? You said you were coming with Jen, yes?
Yeah. Jen's all around us, Lucius. Yeah. Oh, I can see you're disappointed.
She's gone, isn't she?
Her body was torn to ribbons.
Did you kill her? Did you take her?
Never.
Don't lie to me. Did you kill her?
She died. Buying time for me.
You killed her.
For 100
Of course.
people, vampires.
Of course, you killed her because this is what you do. You run away all the time, running away from problems, and you ended up killing her. It was either you or her. And look who is before me, Curtis Krieger. You are the one who killed her. I must say, I'm impressed. You survived. Survival of the fittest. It's what I have been doing here in Pittsburgh, creating survivors.
Mary
Curtis,
steps forward.
Oh, can I say, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Is she
you
already
can.
in the room?
Yes,
She was already in
Sabrina
the room.
did let you know that. Sabrina did let you know that Mary was in the building. And when you say I've been creating survivors, that's when Mary steps forward and is like, "Is it time to show him his greatest fear, my love?"
Yes. And this is why I invited you, Curtis Krieger. I wish to show you, to open you.
Ooh, I have an idea. Sorry.
Go on.
Okay, I want your idea to happen. Tell me what it is, and then I think something else is happening. But go ahead.
Kimberly's met Jen before because
Uh-huh.
she met her. So she knows which of his crazy corpse buddies is Jen, right?
Yeah.
Or did that one get
she met
ripped?
Jen. She met Jen. The
Did that one get ripped
reclaimers-
apart? The Jen corpse?
I kind of broke it because
It did.
Brad walked
Okay.
into it.
Never mind.
Oh, okay.
I might have but I could have rebuilt it if you have it. Because listen, like I'm building this shit all the time. So if you know, I mean, like I don't know, if you're gonna try and do something there,
Yeah,
rolling,
I
you
think-
get
Well,
me?
with Life 3, I'm just going to throw this out here because I think I know your train of thought. Jen could also look, Kimberly could also look like Jen.
Oh. Well, I don't know if I would want to reveal so basically my thought was that as they were talking, I would be going around and trying to like seal doors or something so that no other baddies could come in.
Interesting.
And then I basically, well, with one for us to escape, but if we needed to, but then also I wanted to start speaking through the Jen corpse and maybe change my voice to sound like her.
Oh yeah,
Since he's clearly...
I think you should keep that idea in your back pocket because I don't think you're in the area. We're not in Lucius's private laboratory where he keeps those things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were.
Yeah, no problem. We're up in this kind of cathedral area, and I could have been clearer about that. I mean, let me just say the idea that he seems to be obsessed with Jen Brown is a strong one. So keep thinking about that. Because right now, after Mary says, "Should we show him his greatest fear?" and Lucius says, "Yes," you hear gunshots outside Curtis Krieger. And Mary is like, "It is done. His greatest fear has come to face him."
Yes. Yes.
And soon, as you're about to seal one of the exits, and by that I mean like there's pretty much like 5 doors in and out of here, Jed Brown, and they're really makeshift. You know what I mean? Like, because this place was built by Mary with her bare hands, so it's tough to just kind of like seal them off. Unless, are you using magic to do that?
I was basically going to make it so that the door closest to us we could get out of, but then we couldn't get surrounded. So I guess I was going to maybe use magic.
Okay. The door closest to us you get, but the others you can't. I think you can. Do you want to like try to kind of weld some doors shut using magic while you're standing here?
Yes.
Okay. You can use matter to do that, to kind of like, maybe rust the hinges or make the doors sort of impassable, sort of like. So why don't you give me a, that sounds like let's call it a wits plus matter roll. So that ends up being 6 dice for you. And it is kind of vulgar because in one moment you're trying to kind of, make all these doors, these 4 other doors other than the one you came through. You're trying to make them all so that they won't open.
Unless we would have talked about this before and Curtis would have been like, that's a terrible idea.
So to seal us in?
Yeah.
I mean,
with one way out, basically.
So I guess only if we discuss this in a way where, we have that's the point of entry for our battering ram.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking that I wouldn't want us to get surrounded and we had to lay the land from Sabrina, but if you have a different thought, let me know.
No, I think this is okay. I'm not going to use this to don't worry, I'm not going to use this to cards on the table. I'm not going to use this to hose you. So, do you want to try this magic?
Sure.
Yeah.
So okay, I need to do a paradox check?
You need to do a paradox check, and then you're automatically going to gain 1 paradox from this. Because
now I have 2 paradox.
Yeah, it's just kind of, so make sure that the 2 paradox are in your pool as you roll your wits 4 plus your matter of 2.
I got 3 successes.
3 successes. I'm going to rule that 3 of the doors won't open now. Like you've kind of like sealed the metal in their hinges and stuff together so that like it's just the matter doesn't budge anymore. But one of them is not working. And then after those gunshots far outside, you hear bang, 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 bang on one of the doors, and like, let me in. Let me in. And you hear the voice of Brad Lockwood. Lucius, it's done.
And I kind of go over to the door. And is this one of the locked doors?
Yes, it's not opening. Did I know that some of this encounter would be about doors not opening? I certainly did not.
And I sort of, as
the
I
voice
kind
of Brad Lockwood is coming out and is pounding on the door. And Curtis, this has got it. They've said, let's bring his greatest fear to face him. And then you hear Brad Lockwood, you hear gunshots, and then Brad Lockwood banging on a door outside going, let me in, Lucius, it's done.
And I kind of go to open the door, but I feel it locked. And I'm like, this is weird. Why is this not opening? And then suddenly you can sort of, I kind of, do I know what's happening here? Do I feel it? Is there something here? Or am I completely oblivious to this?
I just don't know how you could know exactly what's going on here. It's believable that these doors would be stuck for some reason or something like that. It is odd. Actually, you're highly paranoid, so maybe I'll allow you to take whatever action you'd like.
I'm
going to just try. I'm just going to know what caused this at all.
I think I'm just then going to just try and rip the door with my potence.
No, don't bother rolling. With your potence, you are able to rip the door open. Now, other players, if at some point you want to like jump in here, just let me know. But right now, Lucius is ripping this door open. And as he does that, Craig walks in and says, "What's up, Kurt?" You recognize my voice, bitch? And he points a gun at you, and he's like, yeah, you can forget about setting this place, lighting it up like a firework. All your veteran buddies, they're fucking dead, man.
You see, Curtis, this is what happens. You're so predictable, so like Jen.
Can I now, since you just said like Jen, can I use my life to, I'm not going to possess anything, but Jen's voice just starts coming out of nowhere?
Yeah, let's see how well you can create a perfect Jen Brown voice. I think you'd maybe use forces, but would you like to add some spirit magic into this?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, please give me. I think this is a tough spell. Okay.
Sure.
And it is kind of vulgar. So go ahead and add a point of paradox again, and then give yourself a rouse roll to see if you get more paradox.
Is there any benefit to the fact that he's going a little Looney Tunes, Lucius?
God damn.
Oh,
there is some benefit to that, actually. I'm going to take the difficulty down a little bit, but you still need to check for paradox and stuff here.
Okay, so it's forces plus spirit plus.
Yeah, but don't roll. Just roll like however the most amount of dots you have in one of these spheres. That's what you roll. So 2 plus your. I think it's composure. So I think you're rolling 4 dice.
Oh damn! Well, this isn't gonna go.
And you, but your difficulty. Normally, this is vulgar. It would be like a difficulty of 3, but I'm taking it down to 1 because Lucius is losing it, and also you have the cup.
If I'm equal paradox to my roll,
then roll only paradox dice. Roll only paradox dice. And if you critically hit or you, if you fail something, well, if you regularly fail, no problem. But if you bestial failure, bad stuff will happen.
I regular failed. And there's no way to like re-roll or anything, right?
There's no way to like re-roll or anything. And I think, because it's all paradox dice. So I'm not going to like let you use willpower or anything like that. I am going to make the spell go wrong in some weird way, but not disastrously, like if you rolled a full paradox for your character. So I think that what happens is suddenly there's just a scream that sounds vaguely like Jen Brown that kind of like fills the entire hall. And Mary looks up like, it's a sign. I think that, Lucius, you definitely know something weird is going on now.
Curtis. She's here. She's here.
It's like I said, man. She's all around us.
But the soul of a kin, surely we do not have a soul. We are lost. No, not lost.
The work is never done. There's still something in there. Just like there's still something in there, Brad.
Silence!
Oh. I'm sorry. You must be so used to everyone treating you like a god that you'll just expect me to shut up when you say so? And, it's like, do it, Brad. Go ahead. Do it.
I'm not going to shoot you. That won't do shit. You know who I'm going to shoot?
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Bye-bye, Craig. Your greatest fear, that you get him dead. Well, you did it.
Watching Curtis, and I'm like, and you've done this before, haven't you? You've killed your friends. I mean, we know that you've already killed Jen. Now, you've already killed also your friend here, the brilliant Brad. Who else do you wish to kill on this wild journey of Gal? It's so disgusting. Tell me, how many more lives must perish for you to walk this path? How about you join me, Curtis? You see, Jen screams because she knows it's clear you should join me. You should be with me. We had our moments, shared moments. I fed you. You've tasted. I know it. I see it. And while I'm doing this, can I also use my blood sorcery to extinguish Vitae to make him hungrier?
Yeah, you certainly can. Yep.
So that is, I need to rouse check, which I failed at, so I'm a bit hungrier.
You're a bit hungrier, and then you're going to roll your intelligence plus blood sorcery, which is up to 3, versus Curtis's stamina plus composure. Please roll your stamina plus composure, Curtis.
All right. Stamina plus composure.
I got 3.
All right. And I also got 3.
Oh!
So you guys are locked into like Lucius, you're like trying to do this blood sorcery. You're basically trying to like pull the Vitae out of him. And Curtis, you're like holding strong there. And Craig has a gun to his head, and Mary is sitting there like looking and listening for the voices some more. And Kimberly, you're there. You're still invisible. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I am going to start taking it like what does everybody want to do this round?
This is the thing, and I'm gonna, as I kind of walk up to Curtis and I try to kind of move him. If he doesn't do anything, I'm simply just going to reach for his dog.
Mm-hmm.
Shit!
And before that happens, or as that happens, I think it's the. Maybe just to Brad, to the room. It's like, you say, I've just killed my friends and keep killing. It's a process, Lucius, don't you see? I used to run because I hated killing. But now I understand that killing isn't a ladder for you to make yourself into some false god that I should bow down and worship. Death is just a part of life. And Ruby lunges at Craig to bite his fucking throat out as I run towards Lucius.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So right now I have Lucius is going to try to grab Ruby. Ruby is going to try to attack Craig. And what is Kimberly going to do?
Oh boy. Who doggy? Okay. Well, obviously, the fire ain't coming.
The fire's not coming.
So, is there a way for me to make a little fire on my own?
Yeah, certainly. You can't make fire out of nowhere because you don't. But you can if there is like a start of a fire, you could make it way worse really quickly.
Okay.
With your powers.
Okay.
So would you like? I mean, does she have a lighter or something like that?
She does. She's smoking cigarettes.
Right.
Oh,
damn.
So if you want, you can set the cathedral on fire and then use a spell to make that fire way worse really quickly.
Let's do that.
Great. Let's do your roll first then. Give me a forces plus, let's call it, I think you can call it wits because you were like, oh yeah, my lighter. And a forces plus wits roll. And remember you have 4 paradox, I think, when you
There's no way to heal paradox, is there?
There is. It's by going to like a place like Gravity Hill where there's like earth energy and kind of like letting it bleed off your paradox.
Okay, so that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen right now. But
so I need to roll to see if I get more paradox?
No, not really. This is pretty coincidental. Yeah, go ahead and do 1 round. See if you get more paradox.
Oh, come on, baby. All right, no more paradox. Okay, so wits plus forces. 6.
Yeah.
4. 3 successes.
So, because no one even knows you're there, you're able to run over to a corner and flick your lighter against like the wooden wall, and it suddenly just goes up like a conflagration, like starts. I am going to say, Kimberly, this does reveal that you're there to everybody now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they're pretty distracted, so maybe you still have some time. But like if you're using shadows to hide yourself, once you've set something on fire, people can tell you're there. And now we go to Ruby. I'm going to roll for Ruby versus our friend Brad Lockwood, who's controlling Craig. So let's see. Ruby gets, poor Ruby. Oh no, not too bad. Okay, that was Ruby. Now let me try Brad Lockwood here and see how quick he is on the trigger. Okay. And he fails. He botches terribly. And so Ruby leaps onto him, and before he can fire at her or at himself, like she has his arm and is like ripping his arm off.
Great, ripping the arm. Good to know. All right.
Yes, Curtis, that was just what you told Ruby to do. Do you want to do something?
I dash up to Lucius.
Lucius, you can stop Ruby from doing too much damage to Brad with your roll. Did you roll a strength plus brawl roll for me?
Oh, me?
You?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Strength
You were going to
brawl.
grab the dog.
Yes.
Gotta try to grab him.
Could I surge?
Of course you can.
I'm also gonna use my. I don't know. Would blood of potency? Would that be a thing that I would have done beforehand, or would I have to do it now?
I told you that you could kind of plan things out a little bit, so I'll allow you to use your blood of potency.
Okay.
I'll allow you to use your blood of potency.
Okay.
So you make a rouse roll, and then you roll resolve plus blood sorcery, and if you get some successes, your blood potency gets even stronger.
So succeeded on the rouse check. I now run the 3 plus my resolve, right?
That's right.
And that's against my
That's just see how many successes you get. Wait, 5. Let me see. 5? Okay, yeah. So you were at blood potency 3, I believe, and now you're at 4.
Okay.
Is that right? So you add 3 dice to whatever you're doing now that you've surged. So strength plus brawl plus 3 dice.
Strength plus brawl plus 3. 3.
Can I try to
get in there?
Yeah, you should. Give me a strength plus brawl as well, Curtis.
And I'm also surgeon.
Oh, go for it, baby.
Oh, yeah, man.
You have a blood potency, I think, of 2, right?
That's right. So I add 2 dice, yeah.
2 dice,
or at least according to my sheet here.
Surge!
Surge! Okay.
So I got 5 again.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You were rolling.
Hit me. What'd you get, sir?
I got 6.
Oh!
So I think as you're going for Ruby.
Yeah.
As you come down, dexterous, lithe little Curtis just sweeps up from underneath you and just has your hands. And it's like, hands off. Playing God.
I kind of look into his eyes, and as he's kind of got me, I'm like, but I am your God, Curtis, aren't I? That's why I'm going to be using my mesmerize.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, so new round. First, before anybody is able to use a mesmerize or anything, there's so much fire spreading in the room that you must make a willpower roll. And I'm going to say you're going to make it at -1 because all of this, like this fire just exploded. So it's extra scary. If you're a vampire, if you are the mage that said it, you are not affected by that.
Our current willpower -1?
Yes.
All right.
And how do you calculate willpower again?
Your willpower is your composure plus resolve, and I don't think you've spent any this game. So yours is sitting at a healthy 6, my friend.
So it'll be 5. I'll roll 5. And I got 5 successes.
You got all successes? Holy shit, Christ.
Wow.
Okay, so you
got
are not...
1.
You got 1. That's enough to keep you here for a little bit longer. But as you guys know, that the fire is going to keep burning, and I'm going to keep telling you to take away points of willpower to resist running from it. So this turn, we know Lucius is going to try to use Mesmerize on Curtis. Curtis, what are you going to do this turn?
I'm going to try to sink my teeth into his neck.
Oh! Okay. And Kimberly, I want to let you know that someone has noticed you. She's she looks like she's made of black obsidian stone. And she's like, who are you? And she's moving toward you. And as she moves toward you, her fingers are lengthening into claws.
I'm going to try to do the thing where I look like Jen Brown now.
Oh, okay. Very cool. That's a vulgar spell. So roll life. Your life score is 3 plus, I think this is manipulation. So that's 3. So 6 dice. And it's a vulgar spell with witnesses. So you're well, no, it's not with witnesses because you're turning around to look like Jen Brown. They didn't see what you looked like before. They didn't get a really close look at your face. So let's call it difficulty. Let's call it difficulty 4, but the cup takes 1 difficulty down on you. So it's difficulty 3 to make this happen. 6 dice and you need 3 successes. Okay. And then I want to know what happens with that because she's coming toward you to maybe hurt you or stop you. But first, let's find out what's happening with the fight with Lucius and Curtis. So Curtis. Let's say the Mesmerize would go off first. So how did our Mesmerize go, my friend? It's a
plus. And I roll to resist.
Yes, you're gonna roll your intelligence plus resolve.
I mean, mate, this is disgusting because it's like my manipulation plus my
dominate.
What's it called? Dominate.
That's a big one.
And then also plussing and adding another 3 die.
Oh no!
I've got 8 successes.
Oh well, that's more than I could get. So
really, okay, wait. I have.
No, you got a surge though, man.
Yeah, but that only gives me 2 dice, so I have a total of 6.
Okay, well, that's what happens then.
You got 8 successes.
Yeah.
Let me say that you got 3 manipulation, then a dominate of 4 plus 3 dice. So he is rolling 10 dice, and 8 of those came up as successes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means that Curtis, you are currently in a mesmerized state, meaning you are kind of like, and you'll like obey one thing he does, one thing he tells you to do, and this is.
I did roll. I did not get close to 6.
But the thing is, do I see that he would try to? That I could see that he was trying to bite me.
I think that you would see that, yeah.
So the thing is, and I'm like, there it is. There it is. The beast. This is what we wish to fight. Come, Curtis. Indulge. And I offer him my neck, but activate Scorpion's touch.
What's Scorpion's touch?
Is that where your blood is poisoned?
It's where you poison your blood.
And so you're telling me to do that while I'm mesmerized, and I have to, right? Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Unless a giant rock creature busted.
Yeah, they're watching, ain't they? When they've seen the cathedral go up.
Yeah, what's happening there, actually? What's going on outside?
So I'm about to find out. First, I want to see how the magic roll went for Kimberly. Kimberly, how did your magic roll go?
Critical.
A messy critical?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. What does it mean?
So, this is the other way you can get rid of your paradox is by having it go off on you. Which is what you have, which is what just happened.
Okay.
A messy critical means you didn't just transform your own face into Jen Brown's just now. You transformed everyone's face into Jen Brown's face right now. And so I'm going to rule that is so crazy and so unexpected that it breaks Lucius's mesmerize for sure. Because Lucius, as you have Curtis mesmerized, his face suddenly shifts into Jen Brown's.
What the fuck?
And Mary's face is also Jen Brown's. And she sees Jen Brown, and she's like, "She is speaking to us, Jennifer. I hear you."
So my paradox is gone now?
Your paradox is gone, and it's
hell
had
yeah.
this like really bizarre effect. Who knows if you'll ever be able to get your face to not look like Jen Brown's face, Kimberly Ennis? But right now, everyone looks like Jen Brown, and it's really kind of creepy and horrible because, of course, the rest of their bodies don't match Jen Brown's face at all.
So this is the thing. Do I look like Jen Brown to Curtis too?
Yes, everyone. That's what happened with this strange paradox that's just gone off. Everyone has Jen Brown's face, and I'm going to rule that makes Mary spend the next round sort of just screaming for a sign from Jen Brown, or to continue like asking you to give her the message that you've come to deliver to her. And now I leave the others up. They can do what they want, but I think it's fair for me to say that breaks a mesmerize because it's such an unexpected and bizarre occurrence.
Ugh.
So, what do you want to do, Curtis?
Holy smoke! Good question. So I'm looking around at a room full of Jens. It's like,
yes,
and I'm feeling Lucius. I was just about to like, yes, master.
Oh, you know the first thing you must do. I'm afraid. I am so sorry to interrupt you. You must roll willpower, and now at -2, and so must Lucius.
Okay.
Does Mary roll that as well?
Yes, she does. Except that Mary is a little less susceptible to fire than the rest of you.
Right.
I got 2.
I got 1 success.
Okay, you can both stay and do whatever you like. You don't have to flee from the fire.
Is the room
and neither does Mary.
consumed?
Neither does Mary.
The chat just said, "Does even Ruby have Jen Brown's face?"
No, not Ruby. Not Ruby.
Okay.
Come on, guys. This isn't silly. Okay. So everybody but Ruby has Jen Brown's face, and
is Kimberly visible and also Jen?
Yes. Yes. So
great.
Curtis, what would you like to do? Oh, by the way, like the fire is really roaring now.
Okay, great.
Kimberly's going.
And and Curtis is just like seeing Jen do a gesture that he's seen Jen do. It's like looks back, and I think I want to call in reinforcements.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, maybe this is stretching things to say that like we would set a time, or maybe I could summon them with. Gargi isn't an animal, but
you said you kind of mentioned earlier? Maybe I told them to come in if they see something happen, right?
Yeah.
You said that, right?
Yeah.
So something has happened. There's a reason that they've been delayed.
You don't come out.
Let me see how it's going. Okay. There's a reason that they've been delayed, and now I can tell you maybe kind of why. So let's have this happen now. Breeze comes smashing in through the side of one of the walls, fighting with the werewolf, like tooth and nail, like rolling around on top of each other, slashing each other with their claws. And then Clara comes like running in behind them, but she's like hurt and holding her sword. So that's what's been going on, and that's why they were delayed. But they have finally arrived in this building that's imminently about to collapse. And when Clara looks and sees everybody has Jen Brown's face, she will spend a turn just being like, "What the fuck is happening?" We will return to what's going on with Clara. You should know that the Brad Lockwood / Craig amalgam character is still being kind of ripped apart by Ruby. And now I want to know, what do you want to do?
What do I do? Okay.
Jen's face too.
Okay. I think maybe this gets Curtis to switch tactics somewhat. It was like the virtuous, the sword of righteousness. I am punishing wickedness, setting the cycle right. And now sees Jen, and it's like, and seeing Lucius become Jen for a second is like, yeah, of course. There's a spark of humanity. There's a spark of life. Destroying the body is a way of setting it free. But there is another way. And maybe Kimberly just sees Jen Curtis approach Jen Lucius, and I reach out and attempt the same sort of Obeah healing that I did on Dylan as a last ditch effort to, like, if there's anything in here, your sister's right there. Do you really want to do this? There's one chance to step back.
I love this idea. Now, technically, I want everybody to know in Viewerland, I know that the power technically just heals willpower damage. But, I'm the storyteller, and maybe it does more, but I think it's partly up to the player that's being affected by it. And so, Lucius Ali, what do you want to do this turn?
I think
you see Curtis reaching toward you with this sort of glowing hand.
I think as it's coming, because I'm completely taken aback. I've just seen Jen's face everywhere. So I think as I see this light come to me, I'm sort of, there's almost like, again, that humanity kind of comes in, and I don't know what to roll against. What do I roll? If I roll my like humanity and willpower against, I don't know, what's the darkest shit that I have on my page right now?
I'll tell you what. You have what? How many humanity? You have 2?
2.
Oh wow!
Just roll that. Just roll that when it's time to roll, and let's see, because that's a small little dice pool.
Yeah.
But there's a chance for you, right? There's a chance, right?
That's
where we're trying to figure out: does his humanity come to the fore? Does he allow himself? Does he allow his friend to try to heal him? So we'll find out in a second. Kimberly, what do you do after your spell goes haywire like that?
I think because everyone's distracted and now I'm seen, I think what I want to do is, and Clara and Gargi are here, I want to go out one of the doors that is still open, and I want to try to transfer the fire to an adjacent building and have it just start spreading. So I'm just going to try to do the work that the veterans were meant to do. I'm going to take that on. So I think I'm just going to try to leapfrog it to the next building.
I love it. Give me a wits plus forces roll, and you have no paradox anymore, but it is a little vulgar, so go ahead and take a paradox to do it, and then rouse to see if you get more paradox.
Okay.
And we'll deal with your roll first.
I got another paradox. Okay, so it's wits plus forces.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 6 versus 2. Okay.
And it's a difficulty of 2.
I'm going to spend a willpower.
Okay.
And reroll 4. Okay, I got 3.
Okay, so you literally, like, you kind of just, you're whatever you do with the Pittsburgh Steelers cup and like your, Wiccan chants or whatever, like sparks come off of one building and land on another, and against all odds, whoosh, that building goes up too. You're doing it. You're spreading it to the adjacent buildings with the force of your will. Meanwhile, inside Lucius Ali, how did that humanity roll go?
I failed.
Lucius, you do not want him to heal you. You do not want this to happen. You choose darkness.
I then, as soon as I see this light for a second, I kind of like open, like I come to it, and I'm like, enough games. And I kind of link, and I kind of go in to go and bite him now.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to use your power first, but I want you to go ahead and make a brawl plus strength roll, Lucius, at -2 because you're doing a bite attack, which are a little tougher. And Curtis, go ahead and use your power, which the way that works is
composure plus
Auspex. Mm-hmm.
And I got 2.
Okay.
I got a critical success.
Okay.
8.
That beats the 2. That beats the 2 successes on the bite attack, and so I think what happens is the fangs don't quite go in. He's so covered in light that it's hard for you, Lucius, to kind of bite in.
Right.
And it's so beautiful that you and it's Jen Brown. It's Jen Brown's face.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It's just like you're just like filled with religious awe, and I think that
wake up, Lucius.
I think that for just this scene, this is not permanent, but I'm going to rule that in this particular case, Obia, just for this one time, for this scene, increases your humanity temporarily by 1. You're not quite as much of a monster.
Oh, shit.
Curtis has done this. Yes. Just temporarily, it is increased by 1. Yeah, am I pulling that out of my storyteller ass? You sure as hell bet I am. So it just means you're acting differently now.
And I guess I was gonna say, like, if that happens, then I as I'm about to bite, I almost pull back and I'm like, it feels warm. And I kind of go to like kind of push Curtis away from me, but like, you know, kind of get this thing away from me because I'm still at 3, but I'm still sort of like at the moment, I don't want to hurt him. I just want him to get away from me, if that makes any sense.
Yes. And now I'm going to rule that the building is so on fire that unless you start getting out of it, you will be badly hurt. So it's not a matter of fleeing and frenzy anymore. It's a matter of like literally there's fire licking at your heels now. So now that there's fire licking at your heels, I can tell you that Mary is running out of the building. Breeze and the werewolf are still fighting. Clara is running up in this burning building to where Curtis and Lucius stand with her sword drawn. And Kimberly, you're already outside. Kimberly, do you want to continue to just spread the fire, or do you have a different action this turn?
I think that's what I want to do. Well, trying to stay... I know I can't really stay hidden, but I know there are other vamps and stuff out here, so I'm going to try to be like a little sneaky about it. But yeah, I want to just keep moving
let's have your little sneaky, and this isn't a magic roll. This is just, could you give me a dexterity plus, let's see, is there a stealth on here? You have no stealth. Oh, just give me a dexterity roll to see how stealthy she can be.
I was going to say, where's Bex and everyone then?
Total failure.
They're bad. They did what you told them to do, to take hostage the other companions, namely Dylan, namely Sabrina, and no one knows what happened with them, only that they suddenly cut off contact.
Okay.
So Mary is going to run outside. And how did your stealth roll go?
It did not go well. I failed.
Mary appears with burning buildings behind her. She looks apocalyptic, and she's reaching to grab you again, little Kimberly. And I'm going to go ahead and have her roll.
Can I, if I see her coming, can I try to move the fire to her? Like as if I'm like going to the next building and then you
could. I'm going to allow you to roll for that. Give me another wits plus forces roll. And this is very vulgar what you're about to do. It's very obviously magic. So go ahead and take another paradox.
Okay.
And take 2 more paradox and then roll to see if you get a third.
Okay, I don't get a third. So it's wits plus forces?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I now have 4 paradox again. I got 1 success.
You catch her clothes on fire, and she doesn't even pay attention to that. Her clothes burn as she grabs you and lifts you up, and you are burning because she's burning as she lifts you up, but she doesn't even care. She's not even noticing. And now let's go back to the inside. Now, we've had a lot of rolls, but I think the scene is about to finish up. It may not finish up positively for some of our characters. It seems like Kimberly is in quite a tight spot, for example.
Yeah.
I wish everyone Good luck. It's nothing personal. I hate to kill another Ashley character. Curtis, Clara's there with her sword, and she's ready to do what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Lucius, for a second, looks like the light of, like, who he used to be has come into his eyes for a moment. Curtis, what do you do?
I see it. Be at peace, Lucius Salim. And I look at Clara and I just nod.
She's coming close to you with her sword kind of back and ready to swing hard. Lucius Ali, I just want to say, for a moment, all the horror that you've committed, you feel it. You know it. You understand it. What do you do?
Well, this is the thing I literally was going to say, because that warm sensation and feeling, plus the fact that there's a fire going on, and it wasn't necessarily the fear I felt, but almost like the warmth as a human, I think kind of renders me completely lost for words as to what to do. It's almost like I felt like I was alive again. I think that the fact that I had this warm humanity feeling at the same time as all this fire going, it was almost like I was alive. And I think it's completely, again, my I think Lucius's want was to kind of almost reverse this vampirism to a degree. So I think like to feel this is like, oh my God. So I can't do anything apart from watch Clara sort of come towards me for this scene.
She looks you in the eyes and she says, I love you, brother.
Clara,
She swings hard at your neck.
Okay.
Does Lucius? I'm gonna go ahead and say, does Lucius survive, or is this Lucius's last moment?
It depends. What do I roll?
You want a straight up roll?
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, wait. To make sure we do this by the book, then. Here she is. Okay, great. Okay, here we go. It's not easy to decapitate somebody.
No.
I was ready to straight up absolute massacre the whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
It's not easy to decapitate somebody. But sometimes you roll 2 10s, like Clara has just done. Meaning that's 4 successes, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes, 9.
She is the one.
Oh my God.
Her blade strikes true. Lucius's head comes off, and then instantly he becomes dust in the wind. And now the scene is about over, but I want to find out, does Kimberly Ennis survive? And first I'll just ask the question. Do you want to leave it up to the dice, Ashley, or do you have a plan, or what should we do?
Here's what I would like.
Yes.
Which is, I want to just put my hand on Mary's face.
Mm-hmm.
And basically be like, this is for my sisters, you fucking bitch. And try to just blast her face with fire.
There is some fire there already for you to work with, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, you know something? Let's do it. Give me a wits plus forces roll again. It's very vulgar, so I think you've basically got like 5 paradox that you're rolling. Okay. Don't bother rousing and a bunch of stuff. Let's just have the roll and see how it goes.
I got 4 successes.
It's not good for you either, though. I got to tell you.
Oh no, I am assuming she's dead, but I
so
figured
both of you. This is how I'm gonna leave both of you. Boom! You just turn that little bit of fire that's like burning on her into an explosion, and you're both bathed in flame in that moment. Curtis Krieger, Clara Ali stands near you. The dust of her brother is blowing around. There's a full fire going on. Ruby has jumped off of Craig. Do you want to try to get Craig's body out of there?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just have one big roll from Curtis Krieger to see how the escape goes.
Great.
Curtis Krieger, what would you use to escape? I'm going to say that you would use
dexterity plus obfuscate.
Okay, great. Wait,
obfuscate?
I like dexterity, and then I think it should be athletics, maybe.
Oh, just get out of the damn building. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, for yours truly. Okay. Oh my lord. 3 successes.
3 successes. Very good. So 3 successes, and you make it out of Washington's Landing. And when you return to the grouper offices, you find that there are these blood sigils written all over the walls like graffiti, dried blood all over the outside of the fortress. Clara's with you, and you've got an unconscious and badly wounded Craig.
Yeah. Could we put our heads together and see if this is the kind of thing that's like meant to keep people in or to keep us out? Or
I think that you can make you can make an intelligence plus occult roll.
I don't have any occult, so just intelligence.
Rolling your intelligence, yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Total failure.
You have no idea.
I smear it off the wall.
Okay, great.
And go inside.
You can't because it's locked. Do you want to buzz up?
And so I turn to Claire like, is there another way in?
Yeah, follow me. And she takes you down an alley, then down another alley. Then there's like a sewer cover that has to be lifted off, and she takes you through the Haven's bolt hole. And soon you're like in like one of those empty rooms that you saw on your way in that's not used. You kind of come up a ladder up out of the floor, and you're inside, and you run into the grouper office area, and there you find Sabrina like laying like this with like blood all out of her mouth and like down her chest. And Dylan is standing there with her.
And I'm just like, are they here?
They're gone.
How did they?
What happened at Washington's Landing?
Lucius Ali is at peace.
They must have gotten word. They just left in the middle of their attack.
She, and I go up to Sabrina's dead.
Curtis. They boiled the blood inside of her.
Ormond did this. You've seen too much today, Dylan.
This life, it takes everyone. It takes everything from us.
Yes.
I can't walk with you anymore. I can't be part of this.
No, you can't. Just
Goodbye.
walk away.
Goodbye, Curtis Krieger.
And I pull her in. She's like, thank you for everything.
Thank you for saving me. She walks away. She walks to go get her things and leave.
And I turn to Clara. I'm like,
so, looks like we've got some vampires to hunt.
our work is unfinished. It's like,
What the fuck? Oh my god.
evil prospers in the unchallenged heart. Honor must be stronger than steel. Your sword is that of truth. As the healers are bound, so shall we be. And he's just rattling off this litany
And she goes,
to himself.
I'm going to fuck up Dr. Orman. And that's where we will leave it. As Curtis and Clara head out on their vampire hunting crusade to bring Bex and Dr. Orman to justice. And is there any doubt that they will succeed? I have very little doubt in my mind.
I have very little doubt as well.
Yeah, I doubt that too.
Mm-hmm.
And so they head out into the streets where the snow is softly falling. And there are ribbons and tinsel hanging up everywhere.
Good girl.
And yes, they visit many houses that night, just like Santa Claus.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually they find their prey. And that is the end of Vampires of Pittsburgh.
Oh my god.
We did it!
Oh man.
We
Jesus.
did it!
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, 2 years, one pandemic,
Wow.
Don't
a lot of dead characters.
Oh man.
Wow.
Wow.
Here we are. There's really very little left to say. But I just want to say one more time, I'm so grateful that I had this cast to go with me on this this journey, to play this game with me. So thank you guys.
Thank you. It's been
That
such a
was
joy.
fantastic.
Oh my
truly,
God.
man. What a
Loved him.
storyteller.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, you're the best, Jared.
Yeah,
you,
man.
you guys
Abu.
are awesome.
Lucius, the diabolical villain.
Oh my God.
Listen, man, you
Just
invited
losing
me
it.
to this house. You invited me to this
Mwah.
house. Okay.
It was so good.
Love Kimberly. My God.
That's the end of this
What a
story.
pleasure.
But I know you love these players, and don't worry, we'll all play together again somewhere where
Sure.
you can see it. So thank you. Oh, thank you guys for your beautiful comments. And we love our viewers. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Um,
guys.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye to my players because I've already kept them 3 finale hours. So thank you, Ross Bryant, Ashley Burch, and Abu Salim. You guys were
Thank
amazing
you.
again. We'll play again
Thank you.
soon.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye-bye. That's it. That's Vampires of Pittsburgh. The greatest vampire chronicle I ever had the pleasure of storytelling. Thank you for being a part of it. You will hear more from me. You will hear more from these players. More games will be played. Pay attention to the Discord, the Server of Blood. Pay attention to our Twitter because some announcements will be made soon. I promise you some interesting announcements will be made soon. We were just kind of dotting some I's and crossing some T's so that we can bring you official news about the changes that are in store for the Stream of Blood. Thank you guys again. I can't overstate how grateful I am to have been able to do this and for such great viewers. All my love to you. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Have a wonderful holiday. And we'll see you soon. Thank you to Clint, Brian, Megan, and Jill, who all also helped make this possible. Good night.